What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Saturday night. Happy Saturday night. We just got done watching Love and Marriage DC, and we are here to talk about the things. You got a notification? You finally got a notification, Tracy? Oh my gosh. What's up, everybody? Let me say hi. What's up, CC Freak? How you doing, boo? Lemon Kush is always the first one in the room. Well, most of the time. Hey, little baby, CC Freak, Tracy, what's going on, my loves? Hey, Charles Corray, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on, wait a minute. What did it say? The witches of DC annoy me, so the Tyler. Oh wow, y'all getting started already. Lord, y'all are getting started early in this situation. Okay. Hey, cool gamer. So first of all, Ebby not in here. I gotta wait till Ebby come in here because I gotta show y'all what Ebby made me buy. So she might be asleep or something, child. I don't know. She been on Meemaw duty, so she might be asleep. But Ebby made me buy some stuff, y'all. I came today. I gotta let y'all see what Ebby made me buy. But when Ebby dropped down, y'all tell me, then tell y'all what Ebby made me buy. So y'all know I wasn't here last week because I was out and about, honey. I was out and about. I was up in New York last weekend, so I wasn't able to get the episode. I finally got my review out. But last week's episode was a really good episode, and I'm a little sad that I wasn't here to kind of talk to y'all about it. What I can appreciate, I'm loving that we are getting some real story. Like, do I think it's reality TV fluff? Sure. But I think we got some real stories going on this season. The situation with Ashley and her mom, that is some real stuff. Like, that conversation was real life. Even Ashley's best friend getting into that car accident the night of her birthday party, that's real life. You know, what the Tylers are going through, real life stuff. Even the situation with Joy and her old band and Black and Sherelle, like these are real life situations that are just bringing in with some of the fluff, right? And that's what reality TV is supposed to be. I tell y'all all the time, when reality meets reality TV, we expect manufactured situations. But what we don't want is for the whole show, every story, everything to just be manufactured. So I'm here for it. Last week was so good, but we're gonna pick up today because I don't have time to sit here and do two we're not gonna do two episodes tonight. But because I think a lot of it will roll into tonight and I can just say what I want to say. Hey, Confessions. Hey, my love. They definitely giving us more this season. They listen to, I'm a listen. I have to give Carlos his flowers. This season is definitely, when he went on his rant last week about Robin and that whole situation. Like, he wasn't just tooting his own horn. He really did sit down with these people and say, "We got to bring it. I need more." And I think they did it. So let's get into it. So we start this episode off with we see Joy and Clifton buying their home. Now, let me tell y'all something. That's a beautiful house right there on the water, and I'm here for it. Y'all know how I feel about the water. Y'all know I need the water. I would love to live in that house. The only problem is if I lived in that house, I would have to have a job where I was remote because I wouldn't want to leave. Like the view, that sitting on the water, just that. I wouldn't want the serenity that they have. They don't have no neighbors. You know what I mean? Like, and let me tell y'all something else. Now, I ain't in nobody's pockets. Y'all know I don't try to be in nobody's pockets. But that ain't no cheap real estate. Don't look like it. I don't know nobody business, and I damn sure don't know nobody pocket. But that ain't no cheap real estate. So congratulations to Joy and Clifton. Now, they did get to talking a little bit about this wedding. Now, honestly, I think this wedding is going to probably be the most serious situation we're going to see Joy and Clifton dealing with. Clifton wants a wedding and Joy doesn't. And it's funny because it's usually the other way around, right? It's usually the woman that wants this big production and the man is like, I don't know, just tell me what time to show up. I don't care. But Clifton really wants to have a wedding. And it just sounds like Joy doesn't. And what Joy said last week, I was here for, and I understood what she was saying. She was like, listen, we met on a TV show. We got engaged on TV. We are now living out our relationship on TV. I want something that's just for me. And I feel her on that. Like I kind of understand where she's coming from, but I also understand where Clifton is coming from. He's like, listen, I want the world to see us and see how happy we are and see, and I want the world to experience this. So I feel both sides of this. Um, ultimately, and I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, but ultimately, I feel like Clifton is going to let Joy do what she wants to do. I feel like for me, I've never wanted a wedding, a big production. I always wanted a big reception. I was like, I could go off somewhere, get married, and it just be me, my husband, and a couple of witnesses. Now I wanted a big party. I did want that because to me that's where you should spend your money. Like let's have a big ass party and let's celebrate the love. Let's. I was like, I don't even want no formal dinner. I want it to be like I want some old barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I want some good old barbecue, some soul food. I want a DJ. I want everybody to have on some comfortable clothes because I want us to get on this dance floor and get it in. Like I want a party. But that's my personality too. So this wedding is going to be Clifton wedding. I feel she is going to give in to him after all that is said and done. See, I feel like Clifton is going to give in to her, but you feel like she's going to give in to Clifton. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. Jay don't need the fluff. She wants to sign them papers. Joy, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like Joy is just like, girl. You think Joy wants to avoid the reality TV wedding jinx? Maybe that's what she thinks too. I think, but and that could be that very much could be it. But I really think a lot of it has to do with like we've done everything in front of the cameras. I want something that's just for me. You know, Joy wasn't even. I remember Joy's not even that big with the social media thing. Like she does the social media because she has to. I remember her doing an interview after Ready to Love, and she was just saying how like she really doesn't do the like she's cool. Like she does social media because she has to promote when she was performing and that kind of stuff. But if it wasn't connected to the show, you know, I can go to the courthouse and meet my people that at the Golden Corral since their country and they don't want nothing new. Not the Golden Corral though. We're not doing the Golden Corral. Shout out, it's 32 people in the room. If you guys could please hit that like button, I appreciate you. Y'all know how this works. Y'all know it's Saturday night, it's Valentine's Day weekend, but it's still cool and it's all good. If y'all could hit that like button as y'all come in, because I know the more likes I get, more notifications go out. For all the people that be complaining that they don't get the notification, it's YouTube. Y'all know what YouTube does. With the more likes, the more engagement, the more people will see what we doing over here, and they'll come in and join the conversation. Girl, I spent my wedding budget on the honeymoon because I didn't want to pay to feed 200, so we eloped, and I was very happy. That's what Joy said. Joy was like, I ain't trying to pay for other people to eat and party on my dime. Now, I'll be honest with you. If somebody say you have a choice between spending, I'm going to give you XYZ amount of money, and you have a choice between spending, let's say $5,000, $10,000, I don't know, and you have a choice between spending that on your wedding or spending that on your honeymoon. Oh, it's going to the honeymoon. I see y'all when I get back. I see y'all when I get back, honey. We are going first class somewhere. I don't know, but we getting up out of here. And I'm gonna take that money and we partying somewhere for the honeymoon. Okay. I see both the sides. They're good at compromising, so they're gonna work it out. If the cameras are the problem, they can have a wedding off camera and meet halfway. Right, and I don't mean no harm. And this is no disrespect to Carlos King, his production company, and OWN, but I don't feel like the budget is there for them to do a wedding special for them yet. I say yet because I think we're getting there, but it's not like Bravo where they're like, oh, we'll give them a wedding special and we'll pay for everything. I don't think Love and Marriage DC budget is quite on that level yet. So I think if Carlos went to Joy and Clifton and said, okay, we're going to film it and we're going to pay for it, that might make Joy be like, okay, if they're going to pay for it, then I'll do it. But just off GP, I don't know. What's up, Sweet Pea? I ain't seen you in a while. Hey, my love. What's up, Authentically Young? Spend the money on rings, home, or honeymoon. I don't even need the ring. I mean, I want a ring, but I don't need no $1 million ring because I'd be scared to wear it. If it's too expensive or it looks, I'd be scared to wear it. I mean, I can do a nice ring, but if it's too, I remember my aunt had this really nice diamond ring that my uncle had bought because they lived in Saudi Arabia for a while. He bought it over there, and I mean it's nice. It's expensive. Um, and she keeps it in the safe. She only pulls it out for like special occasions. She keeps it in the safe deposit box at the bank. I'm like, that's me. I don't want a piece of jewelry I can't wear. That's just me. Y'all see me, I wear my, and it ain't even expensive, but I need my jewelry, you know. Child, spend the money on a nice home or put it on your 401k. You could do that too, but it looks like they put some money into their house, child. Okay, we spent so much time on them. So Joy calls Urana, and you know, yeah, hey, welcome back, yeah, because they had been in Costa Rica or something, child. All right, so next we see Ashley and Quick. It's the day after her party. And we see that Ashley is kind of struggling right now. Now, Ashley has been very open, very candid about her mental health journey, about dealing with depression and anxiety and things like that. And so she was saying how she didn't sleep the night before, how her anxiety is really, bothering her. And she was saying how, she really wants to be happy. This is a happy time for her, and she really wants to be happy, but she just can't. She's got so much going on. She's so tired. She's so busy that she just can't enjoy it. And if you don't have do that shit, y'all better go out and get it. It's really a good book. And so we see her, break down. And then of course she said, and with everything that happened with Alicia, I cannot imagine my life without her. And Quick was like, you don't have to. She's okay. Like, I'm here. And he immediately went over and, he comforted his wife. And it was a real moment. It was a real moment. She let him know that she was still pissed off at him about not telling her about the car accident. And like I said in my review last week, I saw both sides of the coin. But I would have been Ashley. I'd have been mad as hell. You didn't tell me. I'd have been mad as hell. I understood his reason. But just like I just hate when people don't allow me to make my own decisions. I do not like that. My mother did that to me when I was in college. My godfather had passed away, and it was right around the time of midterms. And my mother was like, I was going to tell you. I just didn't want to tell you right before you were getting ready to take your exams because I didn't want you to be distracted. I didn't want you to be upset. Like, I was going to tell you. And what ended up happening was my boyfriend at the time, who was still up here in DC, I had a little long distance thing going on at the time. He knew my godfather. And so he called me, and he was the one that told me. And I was like, I know my godfather ain't dead because my mama would have told me if my godfather wasn't dead. And I called my mama, and I was like, and she, and so I just don't like that. And my mother does, even to this day, my mama does that. She'll be like, well, I just, I knew you had a lot going on at work. Ma, tell me what's going on. Do not take that decision away from me, So I definitely understood where I understand where she was coming from, but I definitely understood where Quick was coming from too. But again, a real moment with them, a real conversation. She was, and I like the fact that they can communicate. She was like, no, I'm pissed at you. Like, let's be clear. I'm still pissed off. But I think ultimately she understood why he did it. I feel Ashley on that. Her mother leaving really has affected her. Yeah, it definitely has. And I think we talked about that when I did my interview with Ashley. If y'all didn't catch my interview, y'all catch my interview with Ashley. I did the interview with her about 2 weeks ago. And it's under my playlist interviews. It's in my interview playlist. And she talked about that. And I feel like all she wants from her mother is acknowledgement. She just wants her mother to acknowledge, yeah, this is what I did. I think that's just, I really feel like that's all she wants from her mother is the acknowledgement that you did this. And her mother won't give her that. Her mother won't give her the acknowledgement. But her mother won't give her the acknowledgement because in order for her mother to acknowledge it, her mother has to accept it. Her mother has to accept, yes, I left my 16-year-old child alone for a man. She has to accept that. And her mother hasn't accepted what she did. Because did you hear what her mother said last week? Her mother said, well, you were a grown-ass woman. Ashley was like, I was 16. I was not grown. But her mother has rationalized in her head what she did. So she can't accept what happened because she hasn't accepted it for herself. And even when she said, well, thank you, Tracy. There's the link right there for the interview I did with Ashley, you guys. Even when she was like, well, I paid all of the bills. Ashley was like, yes, you did. You took care of me financially. You paid the bills, like the power wasn't getting cut off and the cable bill was paid, but you were not physically here to take care of me. I was 16 years old. And then for her mother to be like, well, you were bad. Well, to me, that's all the more reason why you should have been in the house. if you have a daughter that is quote unquote bad, which I hate that word. I hate when adults use that word to describe children. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But that's all the more reason why maybe you should leave her alone. You feel me? So yeah, that's all she wants from her mom. But actually, you may never get that, baby. I'm sorry. You may never get that. My dad did that to me when my grandmother was sick with cancer. I told him that I needed to know I was finishing my junior year of college. He respected my wishes though. Yeah, Charles, and I know why my mom did it, but it didn't. I was still like, Mom, you can't, because what happens is then somebody else called me and told me, thinking that I already knew. Because I don't even think he called to tell me. I think he was calling like, when are you going to be home? Are you coming home for the funeral? I think that was the conversation. And I was like, what are you talking about? So yep, she felt she was justified leaving her children for a man by saying she was grown and her grandmother and aunt were there. Right. Yeah. Yep. Then they had a conversation about Lil Jamie and them being upset at the conversation that took place as far as Big Jamie and him sort of minimizing what Uranus' concerns were about Lil Jamie. When we get to that scene, I'll have more to say. I'll expand on that more when we get to that scene. Exactly, Charles. Her mama knows she was wrong. Her mother absolutely knows she was wrong. But again, she has to accept it. And until she accepts what she did, there's nothing Ashley can say. Because until your mother accepts it, you know. So then we see Urana and Joy meeting up at a little spot where you make the stuff and you paint the thing and and you can have a little wine, little hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. Joy says that she thought they was going to dinner, child. She said, I'm overdressed, child. Well, they get there and Urana gets Joy to have a conversation about why her and Sherelle don't like each other, or why she said, at the party your name came up, and Joy was like, my name came up and I wasn't there, which I can understand her having a problem with that. But then she explains that Sherelle was saying that you had her blocked and she didn't understand why you had her blocked, like she never did anything to you. And then Black was saying how you might have an issue with him because he was dating your best friend or one of your good friends and then started dating Sherelle after that. And Joy was like, no. First of all, he was still dating my friend when he started dating Sherelle. So there's an overlap, and that's part of the problem. But that's really not my main problem with him. My main problem with him is that the way he ran the band, the business of the band. I didn't like it. There was mistrust, there was miscommunication, there was misinformation, there was flat out lies. And then ultimately, he told everybody that I left the band because me and the drummer got into it, and that is not true. Now the drummer for the band Mumble Sauce was a girl, so could have been a physical altercation or whatever, or maybe just a verbal or whatever. She said that's not what happened, and I don't like it, and I didn't like it. And she said honestly, she said I've had both of them blocked for years. So the fact that she's just noticing now, and I'm like, yeah, she probably just noticing now because y'all on this show together, and she was probably trying to follow you or tag you and stuff and realize, oh shit, I'm blocked. But yeah, I mean, she probably had no reason to pay attention to whether you had her blocked or not, because y'all didn't have any contact with each other. Now, I don't know anything about the business of Mumble Sauce. I know the band, I know some of their music, but I don't know nothing about the business of Mumble Sauce. But I'm gonna just speak in general terms as it relates to bands and the music industry, right? Is it too far out of the realm of possibility to believe that maybe some not so kosher things went down as it relates to the working of the band? I mean, it's not it's not hard to picture that. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to picture that maybe. And again, I don't know Black. This is not a personal attack against him. But it's not too far out of the realm to say maybe he didn't handle the business of the band in the best way that should have been handled. Because let's be clear, they were all young. For a lot of them, maybe it was the first time dealing with contracts and dealing with bookings and dealing with, people in the industry and that kind of stuff. This is a local band. Mumble Sauce is a go-go band. I hate the name Mumble Sauce. Why you hate the name Mumble Sauce? I think it's a cute name. Um, it's a local band. It's a go-go band. So I again, I don't know, but I'm leaning towards Joy on this one. I'm with you here. Well, I like Joy. I think I'm one of the few people that like Joy. I think I'm one of the few people that did like Joy, but I like Joy on Ready to Love. But I still was leaning towards Joy on this one. I hate to say it, but I think Urana is being Monique this season. Yeah, we're gonna get to Urana and her bone carrying, because this the second time she did that, because she did it with the whole conversation about she did it about the conversation how about Joy feeling some kind of way about how she felt like Ashley was coming at her. So you're right, Urana is being a bone carrier this season. But here's gonna be my problem. So here's the thing. I don't have no problem with the bone carrier if the bone carrier stands in they ish, because every show needs one. All these reality shows need them. I tell y'all all the time, you don't have to like these people, but they're needed to keep the storylines going. So, for example, Kenya stands in her ish. Kenya fully accepts and stands in her ish. Giselle stands in her ish. Giselle fully accepts who she is and what her role is on the show. We don't have to like it. We don't have to agree with it. But Giselle stands in her ish. I mean, she knows some bull hockey, but she stands in her ish. And she'll even tell you, yeah, I put a little sauce on that. When she'll say it in interviews, yeah, I put a little sauce on that. Because she knows what she does. I like Joy. Glad I didn't watch Ready to Love. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Joy. It's a lot of people. If you ask a lot of people about why they didn't like Joy and Ready to Love, they'll talk about that reunion. They didn't like the way she acted at the reunion. Me personally, I have a problem with it, but that's me. I'm in the minority, but that's me. Yeah, Ashley too. But Ashley will sit there and be like, "What did I say? What did I do? What did I?" Girl, go sit down somewhere. Go to bed. Go to bed. Um. I don't like nothing for Joy to act like she can't stand nobody anyway. It don't take nothing, excuse me. It don't take nothing for Joy to act like she can't stand anybody anyway. Okay, my bad. I read all that wrong. So I was like, okay, she gave Urana all of that. I think that's all that was in that scene. So next we see the Tylers and the Silvers have a double date. They go into Funland. And Funland looks like what's that thing called? Dave and Buster's type situation where they have the arcade games and the go-karts and stuff like that. And they invited them out, but they really wanted to have a conversation with them about what Jamie had said at the party. Oh no, I wasn't a fan of Joy before the reunion. The reunion only confirmed the suspicions I had about her prior. Okay, all right. Harold said, Um, what's up, Xavier? Hey, my love. So here I have a couple of issues with a lot of things that happened in this scene. So the first issue I had with this scene is don't nobody remember nothing. I hate that. I absolutely hate. Well, I don't remember that. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. You called your son a bum. You don't remember saying it. Urana don't remember hearing it. Something else they said that Jamie said, and Jamie was like, I don't remember saying that. Oh, I do that. I don't remember saying that. And I think Quick's words, I could tell he was trying to choose his words carefully, but I do feel like with him saying, I would never do that. I would never do that. That can be a little off-putting. When somebody says to me, you said this and you did this, and I would never do that with my child. I would never do that to my child. I do feel like Jamie had a point when he said, like, all due respect, your child 14, my child 27, been in trouble for a long time. But the flip side is what they were trying to tell you is valid. And what Quick and what Ashley were trying to tell you is that you cannot discount what your child is trying to tell you. Because yes, he very well may be a spoiled brat. And yes, he very well may be a person that he has not appreciated what y'all done for him. He's been in trouble, since he was in his teens. Like, all of that can be true, and he could still want to harm himself. It can all be true at the same time. So what I think is unhealthy, especially for a parent to do, is to ever discount when your child is telling you their feelings. Now, at the end of the day, can children be manipulative? Of course they can. Can children lie? Sure they can. But honestly, in a situation like that, where we are literally talking about life or death, I think we need to err on the side of caution. When we are literally talking about life or death, we need to err on the side of caution. And for Jamie to just discount his son, who's saying, listen, I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. When you know that this boy is struggling with his life, not because the same thing you're frustrated with him about, the fact that he had all the opportunities in the world, he didn't take advantage of them, and he's been in trouble his whole life. Regardless of the advantages that y'all giving him. Y'all don't think he's frustrated with that? Y'all don't think that he doesn't look up at 26 years old and look at some of his classmates who graduated from college, who have good jobs, who might be married and have children, who may be doing some great things? You think he doesn't look around him and see his friends on Instagram? Because they don't be on them kids, the young don't be on Facebook anymore, but who are on social media and see their friends all around them doing great things. And here he is, he can't even get a job at the hospital because he has a criminal record. Like, y'all keep making a big deal about this job at the hospital. It's bigger than the job. It's not just that he didn't get this job. It's the, damn, I can't even get this job. Here's a job that my father basically pulled strings and damn near promised me that I had. I can't even get that job. I can't even do that. Right. Never discount because of past behaviors. Big Jamie is the reason excuse for the way little Jamie has been or is. Ooh. Big Jamie slide down themselves. Well, I ain't doing this with you, Tracy. Hey, who said that? How you doing? My question to Big Jamie is, if little Jamie is a spoiled brat, hold on, who made him that way? Well, he admits that he did it. Now, that I will say, they're very honest to say he's a spoiled brat and we did it. Now, he's honest about that. He's honest about that. In my opinion, the tone of the conversation was a bit of judgmental. And I agree. And I agree with you. I think that Quick's words, although I don't think he meant them, but I do think that I don't know if I would say judgmental, but I definitely would say that Quick's words were a little, I guess maybe judgmental. Yeah. Because I think his words were kind of, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were him. I would never do that to my son. So I guess that is judgmental. Okay. Yeah. Judgmental. Yeah. So But what I could appreciate is that Ashley was very transparent in her struggle. Ashley was very transparent to say, listen, I went there. Like the words that my mother has used to describe me are hurtful. And when I was younger, I wanted to harm myself. And I didn't tell anybody. I didn't share that with anybody. And I continued to hold on to it until when I got in my 20s, I tried to harm myself again and I was in a hospital for 7 days. And even though their tone may have come off a little offensive, I think the words were important. And I think the fact that Ashley is sharing her experience is important. Is very deep. Deep. But Quick overreacted over getting his shot up for school. The truth is he probably would do it. I disagree. I don't think he overreacted. I don't think he overreacted at all. I don't think it's too much to expect a 14-year-old to be able to get themselves up and get ready for school. I don't think that's overreaction to say he's a freshman in high school and he should be able to get he has an alarm clock on his phone that I'm sure is attached to his wrist that he should be able to get himself up and get ready for school in the morning. I don't think that's overreaction. I mean, this is coming from somebody that never had children, but I don't think this is. But this is also coming from somebody who was a latchkey kid, and I had to get myself up and make sure my sister was up and ready for school. So I don't think that's an overreaction. That's just me. My mother would wake us up. Well, my father actually would wake us up on his way out the door. But if we rolled over and went back to sleep, that was on us. You know what I'm saying? And we had to get up and get dressed and be on our way out the door. And we walked to or from school. We ain't had no school bus picking us up. We walked to school every day. If the weather was bad, or if it was snowing, or if it was too cold, my dad would double back and pick us up. But he literally was leaving work to come pick us up to take us to school. So I don't think that's too much, and I don't think that's too much for him to ask. But then the Tyler sat in their confessional and still did not acknowledge the old Jamie situation. Yeah, again, they sat in their confessional and Urana told me some. I mean, I don't remember hearing that. I don't think he. I would be upset if he called my son a bum. And then Jamie was like, I don't remember saying that. I mean, I did have a lot to drink. I hate when people say that. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes you drink too much and you really don't remember you said shit. But I hate when people use that as an excuse. Oh, well, maybe I just had too much to drink. Oh, I don't remember. I just had too much to drink. Oh, I just had too much. I don't like that. I think because Ashley went through that herself, a red flag was immediately raised when they saw it in Lil Jamie. So the fact that Big Jamie wasn't alarmed, even phased by it. Yeah. But he compared his child getting up to Lil Jamie being entitled. No, I don't. Well, that's not how I took what he said. What I took what he said is this is how it starts. Like I think I took what he said is this is how it starts with children being so spoiled. That's how I took it. But that's me. That's how I took it. Kids now are not as responsible. And don't get me wrong, I think it's okay for kids to be kids. Like I definitely think it's okay for kids to be kids. But I don't think it's unreasonable to expect a 14-year-old to be able to get themselves up in the morning. A parent still needs to oversee their child and not expect them to do it on their own, though, especially a 14-year-old. I disagree, Mo. I mean, again, everybody. That's why everybody parents differently. I don't think that's too much. I mean, a freshman in high school. Y'all think it's too much to expect a freshman in high school to be able to get himself up and get ready for school? Y'all think that's too much? Hmm. I guess we just different. I don't see. I don't understand why a freshman in high school why that's too much to expect a freshman in high school to be able to get their ass up and go to school in the morning. But again, that's just me. Yeah, I agree, CC Freak. I think the main thing was the when they were talking about Lil Jamie saying he wanted to harm himself. I think that was really what it was, honestly. I think that's what it was. Your child sleeping in is going to lead them to delinquency. No, what he again, see, you keep mixing up the things, Xavier. He's not saying delinquency, he's saying that entitlement. What he's saying is at 14 years old, he shouldn't be relying on his mommy to wake him up. It's that level of spoiled what leads to entitlement. It doesn't mean that being entitled is going to make you a delinquent. But what he's saying is, I don't want my child to be that spoiled that they can't get themselves up in the morning and go to school without their mommy waking them up. Again, we're not talking about somebody, a sixth grader. We're talking about a high school student. That same high school student, I bet you don't have to remind him to get his ass up in the morning to go shopping. If he wanted to go to the mall, if he wanted to go hang out with his friends, if it was a field trip going somewhere he wanted to go, I bet you ain't had to remind him to get up. Look, I would be late every day with no problem. And we know you would, child. We know you would. Ashley needs to oversee the children in the morning. I disagree. I mean, Mo, I hear you, babe, and that's fine. Y'all know we disagree all the time over here. I just disagree with that. And again, maybe it's from my own experience because growing up, I got myself up and my sister, I got myself up and my sister up, and we got out and we went to school every morning. And I never thought it was a problem. I ain't never seen nothing wrong with it. And I did that in middle school. From my brother my brother was when it was my brother who was older than me. The three of us got up, and like I said, we were latchkey kids. So we got up, we left the house, locked the door, walked to school, and we better have got to school on time. My mother, like I said, my father would wake us up on his way out the door, and my mother would usually call to make sure we were out the bed. Right? She would call and make sure we were out the bed, but all of that waking me up and all that, nah, your ass better be up. And she would make sure that we had stuff for breakfast. Stuff we could oatmeal or cereal or whatever. And that's what it was. And we got up and we were expected to get up and be to school on time, which means that we had to leave out the house in enough time to walk to school for us to make sure we walked to school. Yes, ma'am. No, I was able to get myself up and dressed for school at 14, but my mom was also the type of parent to get up with us and make sure that we were ready to get on the bus. That's why I get both points. Right. And I get both points too, but Ashley has the luxury of doing that. My parents didn't have that luxury. My mom left out of the house before everybody woke up. My mom worked 40 minutes from the house, right? She worked almost in Baltimore. And so she was the first one out the house. And then my dad, he didn't work that far from where we lived. But literally, my dad would wake us up on his way out the door. Anyway, we beating that point to death. It is what it is. I'm not saying Ashley needs to wake him up herself, but just make sure he's up and ready for the day. Okay. He had one 8 a.m. class on Tuesday and Thursday, and that was a struggle. That's still a bit of oversight too, calling to make sure you get up or coming in the room to see if you're awake from the alarm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My mom would call us. Like my dad would, like I said, my dad on his way out the door would make sure, like, all right, y'all, let's go. And then my mom would call, all right, y'all on your way out the door. So yeah, I mean, from that point of view, okay, yeah. But would my dad come in my room and be like, okay, get up? Nah, no. And like I said, and then they left the house. Like they weren't even home. Like literally, I was walking in the bathroom as my father was walking out the door. Like they weren't even there. In my opinion, it starts the kid's day off on a good foot. Okay. And again, I can't say it doesn't, but I think me, my brother, and my sister were fine. I mean, again, if my mom had the luxury of not working and staying home, maybe she would have done that. I can't speak for what my mom would have done had she had that luxury, but she didn't. Both my parents had to work, and the way their work schedule was, they just were out the house before we were. So yeah, maybe if y'all say, that counts, that my mother would call, make sure we were on our way out the door, then I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, your parents called latchkey. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, y'all. We done beat that child. We done beat that to death. Shout out is 80 people in the room. If y'all could please hit that like button, please and thank you. I hope I have about 60 likes. Please and thank you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We have a good time over here, y'all. All right. So then we get to my mom is a whole nurse. She ain't had time to call and wake us up. Right. Once my mother got to work, it was boom, 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 boom. Um, my mama worked outside. There were no phones. See, yeah. All right, so we meet up with Sherelle at her event. Now we found out that Sherelle is a certified instructor, certified fitness instructor, and that she has lost over 100 pounds. Shouts out to you, Sherelle, as somebody who is trying to lose some weight, child, and definitely struggles with it. Listen, and that is no Sade. Congratulations to you, and shouts out to you, my girl. So she is having a fitness class, and she wanted Urena actually wanted to invite Joy, which is how that whole conversation started with Joy and about Sherelle. And Joy brought up a valid point. Joy was like, listen, why? She said, listen, why would I want somebody around me that can't stand my husband? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself in a position to put her in an uncomfortable position to have somebody around her that can't stand her husband. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I can respect Joy for that because that's where I am too. Like, no, I'm good. I don't rock with your husband. Like, I don't really have no beef with you, but I know I don't like your husband. So you're having an event. Ain't no need for me to be in your face. And I know I don't rock with you and I don't rock with your husband. We good. We cool. You know? Seems like a generational thing too. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with making sure your adolescent kids are prepared for the day as long as they're under your roof. I understand if a parent working, but if a parent is home, why can't they see their kids off to school? Okay. Um, yeah, well, again, I don't see anything wrong with it. I just feel like people were acting like it's a horrible thing for a 14-year-old. But it's whatever. Um, but they did invite Winter. Listen, this is what I don't like about Winter. Winter likes to throw the rock and hide her hand. And that's the part I don't like. For example, Winter shows up and we hear her making a snide comment about, oh, I didn't get the wig memo. Clearly throwing shots at Urena and I guess Ashley. I don't know if Ashley had on a wig or not, but why? Like, why? Like, you, girl, why? That is my issue with Winter. Winter, you play these games like you're so innocent and you don't understand why people have problems with you. And you are out here throwing these shots and then hiding your hand. And I don't like it. That is my issue with you. Remember, didn't I just say that I'm okay with somebody who stays in their ish? Like if you stirring the pot or you throwing rocks and you standing with somebody turn around and go, I don't have no issue with that. But for you to be sitting there acting like you don't know why these women have an issue with you and you threw shots, and yeah, it went back and forth. Don't get me wrong. But the one thing that Urena and Ashley both said is the problem isn't how the beef started. The problem is you would apologize. We thought we were moving on, and then you would do it again. And that's the issue. The issue isn't whether Ashley started with you at the dinner party when she made the little smart comments about your ex-husband living in the basement, or whether Urena that's not the issue, because they both admitted that they took shots at each other. The problem is on numerous occasions y'all agreed that y'all was going to be cool, y'all apologized to each other, y'all were going to move on, and then Winter would do a live and throw shade, or Winter would do an interview and throw shade. And that's the issue. And that's the part that Winter is acting like she's oblivious to, because she keep wanting to go back to how they fell out to begin with. If we apologize and we moved on, then that's it. We've moved on. I don't want to keep having this back and forth about, well, you said something shady to me at the dinner party. Girl, we apologized. We have moved on from the dinner party. We acknowledged the bad behavior. But yet we always end up right back at one, and that's the problem. Winter starts and keeps all the BS. It's so annoying and obvious. Right. It's like that's her only storyline. And the sad thing is that is her only storyline. Winter has no storyline. Even her making a song is about them, the Gutter Barbies. Her going in the studio making a song is still about Urena and Ashley. You have no storyline. I don't know why they brought you back because they didn't need you. Now, I don't know if they agreed to bring her back when they still thought Monique and Chris were going to be filming and they thought they needed her to kind of move the story along around with them. But they really don't need Winter because Winter doesn't fit in with what we're doing now. She really doesn't. I mean, maybe they brought Winter to bring Sherelle on the show. And I wonder if Carlos knew about the beef between Sherelle and Joy. I wonder if the producers knew that that existed because that is a good storyline. But we don't need Winter. Right. Well, actually, here, Ike. So Winter shows up, and again, she's throwing shade. And even when she was getting ready to leave, the ladies were over there having a whole conversation, ignoring you. And that was the problem. They were ignoring you. So you go over and you're going to say, look, I'm about to go. And you're going to say bye to Ashley and Urena. And then you're going to say to Alicia, I don't know you. Girl, what? First of all, you interrupted their conversation. Second of all, that was rude as fuck. It doesn't matter if I walk into a group of people and I'm just going over to say goodbye to some people that I know because I'm going to leave the event and I don't want to leave and not say goodbye. Then it's okay to just be like, bye, you guys. You don't have to acknowledge everybody in the room, even if people you don't know. You don't have to make a special, hey, girl. It's just bye, y'all. I'm about to head out now. I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye. But for you to be like, I don't know you, girl, what? You're gonna automatically get an attitude because who would? Why wouldn't you have an attitude? I would have an attitude. Yeah, it was cute, two Elvises. It was cute, but it was still unnecessary when you talk about now you want to go out in the parking lot and say, well, I'll talk to Ashley, but I don't want to talk to her linebacker. And Sherelle gonna say, but that's her best friend. I don't care who it is. Well, why you say something to her? Then Sherelle is going to press this issue of trying to make them have a conversation. And again, we know what that's all about. That's production. That's creating a moment. And it turned into a shit show. I mean, it wasn't good. It turned into a whole shit show. It was a whole argument between Ashley and Winter. And again, they started talking about who did what to who first, and who did this and who said that, and when it went here and how it went there. A whole lot. Okay. Really be, I think Monique has Winter's safety net. Now that she's not there, Winter don't have a leg to stand on. Right. Winter just doesn't have, and that's why I said I'm wondering when they decided to bring Winter back. Did they decide to bring her back before they knew Monique wasn't coming back or afterwards? Because that's really interesting. But and Ashley was like, I'm really mad at myself that I even allowed her to get me out of my that place. Like, I'm really mad that I allowed her to get me into that space. Like I did, I'm mad at myself. The other thing that happened in this scene was Urena did sort of relay back to Sherelle why Joy had a problem with her. Again, Urena, you stirring the pot, and I'm not understanding. Like, again, if you're gonna be the pot stirrer, I'm cool with you being the pot stirrer as long as you're gonna stand in your ish when it come back around to you and they confront you. Because it looked like from the previews of next week, they're gonna confront you. Now I'm gonna wait till next week because editing is a mother sometime. So I'm gonna wait till next week. But from them scenes from next week, it looks like it's some hokey pokey going on, but we'll wait till next week because again, editing could be a thing. But Urena, that was unnecessary. Like, again, it's production. You got to create the scene, but it was unnecessary for you to go back and take that back to Sherelle, because Sherelle even said to Urena when Urena was like, well, I invited Joy, and Sherelle was like, well, why would I want her here? Like, this girl got me blocked on social media, which means she clearly has a problem with me. Why would I ever invite her to an event that I'm having? And I must say that I have to agree I have to agree with Ashley. I mean, with Sherelle on that one. Like, why would you invite her? Like, she clearly has a problem with me. Why would you even invite her? You know, if it'd be one thing if you said I want y'all to sit down and try to figure this out, but for you to just invite her and just blindside me, what if Joy had decided to show up? So yeah, it looks like that's gonna come to a head next week, child. So we'll get to that next week. I like when even when I don't like her, I still like her. Her audacity tickles me. Now you know what? She does have some audacity, child. I'll never be on reality TV because I'm not going to keep talking to people I don't like. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, that's just the thing you sort of sign up for on reality TV. Unfortunately, that's par for the course. You go the expectation is that you're gonna keep talking to people. I mean, that's the expectation. So then we see, child, I even wrote in my notes, winter is shady. That's what I wrote in my notes, child. Winter is shady. So then we see Brittany setting up, you know, pulling the old school setup where she invited her brother over to her house for the charcuterie board. I can never say that word, charcuterie board. Anyway, she put it together. It was cute. She put herself a cute little, he said, he gonna say the charcuterie, aka shrimp and crackers. I said, I know that's right, Jason. I know, I mean not Jason, little Jamie. Just some child, just some cheese and crackers, okay, and a little bit of scrimps, okay. But she invited him over, and she invited the parents over because she said, "Listen, they need to go ahead and get this resolved. They need to talk it out because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the fighting, and I'm damn sure tired of being in the middle of it." So I invited Jason. I invited my parents so we could sit down and we could get this all together. And that's shark coochie. See that? It's the way you just wrote it. It looks like shark coochie, and that's not what it is. It's charcuterie. It's not charcuterie. Charcuterie, little baby. It's not charcuterie. One thing about reality TV is just we need drama, but we want resolution of said drama by the end of the season. True. I was here for the shrimp being on the charcuterie board. It was cute. She put together a cute little board. She put together a cute little board. And that's where the episode really ended. It ended with that sort of cliffhanger, excuse me, into next week. So charcuterie. Now that's better. Charcuterie. Now I can say that. Charcuterie. I can say that. Charcuterie. But it was cute. It was a cute little charcuterie board. See, I said it right that time. Look at, you know what? Teamwork make the dream work. Look how y'all be getting me together with the phonetic pronunciation. Look at y'all getting me together. Black folk be putting anything and everything on them boards, right? Wings, ribs, macaroni and cheese, some yams. Child. Child. $35 down to the Wegmans. Yeah, they lying. They playing games. They are playing games. But I think this was a good episode. I think last week's episode was better. But I definitely think this was a good episode. I definitely, you know, the other thing I like about when we look at reality TV, not every week is gonna be full of excitement, right? Not every week is gonna be full of excitement, but I can appreciate when the week isn't full of excitement, but you see they're laying the foundation, not the foundation, the foundation for what's to come. And I feel like this week they did a good job of giving us some foundation. Like we see the foundation of the Joy Sherelle situation. We see where the Big Jamie, little Jamie situation. We even see where I feel like there's going to be more tension this season with Quick and Jamie as it relates to their kids. I feel like that's gonna be some issues. I feel like we're gonna have some issues with that this season. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You don't have to do that, C Golden. C Golden, you don't have to do that. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's a soul food one. Don't do us. I think Sherelle gonna be a problem. You see how she gonna start a commotion at Quick's event next week. Yeah, and I remember when that event took place because that was a local thing. That was a big deal around here. And I remember when that happened. I didn't realize it was a whole situation. I mean, I wasn't there. Clearly, I wasn't there. But I didn't realize it was a whole situation, child. That's one thing I respect about Carlos King. He pays attention to the content creators when they judge his products. He does watch. Listen, Carlos King has liked some of my comments and has retweeted me a time or two. So he definitely has his ear to the ground. And I know he has with Scotty and with giving you the real tea. So he definitely has his ear to the ground and see what's going on and hear what we have to say. He definitely does that. I will give him credit for that. Why we never heard anything about Big Jamie retirement last season? I'm gonna tell you, I really think they didn't film it. I don't think. I mean, clearly they didn't film it. Now maybe he's gonna have a party at some point this season, like a retirement party. But I remember him retiring because I follow him on Instagram. So I remember when he retired. I remember him getting his plaque and him posting the plaque, and Urana was down there. But Jamie was in law enforcement, and so I don't think the cameras were probably allowed into his ceremony. I think Jamie, I don't know this to be a fact, but I think, well, I do know this to be a fact. Jamie was a detective, and I think a time or two, Jamie probably worked undercover a time or two, and maybe some of the other people that he worked with, maybe, have identities to protect. So I don't think they could film his retirement ceremony because it was at police headquarters. I remember them posting that on social media, but I think that maybe, and I don't know this to be a fact either, but I feel like maybe later on this season, maybe he's going to have an actual retirement party, because Jamie was retired before he was retired, and what I mean by that is Jamie had a lot of leave to use up, so he officially, you know. So what I mean by that is, let's say for example, he officially retired on, I'm just throwing out a date, y'all. Let's say he officially retired on February the 1st, but he hadn't been to work in like 2 months because he had leave to use up before he retired. He had leave. So when we're seeing him and he's like, I'm retired, I don't think he was necessarily officially retired yet. I think he just was done, meaning he had leave to use up. It was just a matter of his actual date and the paperwork and all of that. Does that make sense what I'm saying to y'all? So I don't think we're actually at his official retirement yet. I do think they filmed something, but I don't know if they actually refilmed, right, his use or lose. Yeah. I don't know if they actually filmed his retirement ceremony, but they may have. But I just don't think we've gotten to that part yet because again, he retired officially at a different point than when he stopped going to work. Because again, if you followed them on social media, Jamie ass wasn't going to work all summer. All summer long, he wasn't going to work. But I don't think he officially retired until like October. Again, I could scroll through his social media and find out because he posted all of it. He posted stuff on his social media. But if you could go back and look, they was traveling and he was going on boat rides in the middle of the day and all kinds of stuff, child. Doing light work. Yeah, he was probably working 2 or 3 hours a week just to stay, like I remember when my aunt retired, she was a teacher. Well, she was a teacher and then she became a school counselor. But I remember when she retired, she worked for a whole school year and she only went in once a week. She went into work once a week. The other 4 days a week she was on leave. And she had that much leave. And then at the end of that school year, she retired. She had that much leave that she literally only worked 1 day a week for damn near a whole school year. I think she worked the first 2 months of school, and then after that, she was gone. She worked 1 day a week until the end of the school year, and then she retired. How old is Big Jamie? I know he feels amazing to be retired early. I can only imagine the sense of freedom on the other side of retirement. He's in his early 50s. So what's it when you're a police officer, what's it 20, you got to do 20 years, right? Isn't it 20 years or 25 years? Just like with the military, I think it's like 20 or 25 years. So yeah, he did his 20 years or 25 years, whatever it is, but he's in his early 50s. Okay, before I get out of here, did y'all peep that Urana let the said that Jamie was her side piece? Did y'all hear that? Urana said that she was living with Brittany's father when she hooked up with Jamie, and Jamie was her side piece. I said, I know that's right, Urana. I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at you, Urana. Okay. It's 83 people in the room. If y'all could please hit that like button, please, and thank you. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, can y'all please go on and hit that subscribe button? Now, Abby never dropped down, so I'm gonna show y'all what Abby made me buy. So this is what Abby made me buy, y'all. Abby made me buy the Super Bowl, the Fenty Super Bowl lip gloss, which is what I have on right now. It's more of a nude color. Y'all know I don't really do the nude, but it look alright. It's a nice nude color, but this was because the one I really wanted was sold out. I'm on the waiting list, but it was sold out. So this is the nude. I have it on my lips now, and it's cute, right? You see how it's Fenty. You see the little Fenty, and then you see the handle. It's a little got a little football in it, and they cute. And it's got the little F. And then Abby made me buy this too, y'all. I know y'all like the news, but y'all know I don't like the news. Y'all know how Fenty has the refillable lipstick case where you buy the lipstick case and then you just buy the little refillable lipsticks to put inside. I have like 2 or 3 of those. So I bought this. This is the lipstick. This is the refillable lipstick case. Isn't that cute? It looked like a little football field. And it came with a keychain. So it's got a little keychain on it. Little keychain on the bottom. Isn't that cute? So this is what Abby made me buy, y'all. They had something else. I really thought I had ordered the clear lip gloss, but maybe I didn't, or it might have been on back order. I know something I ordered, I'm on the waiting list for. Shit, I knew I was gonna do that. Something I ordered, I'm on the waiting list for, and I don't remember what it was now, but when I get the email, I guess I get it, child. But y'all let Abby know that. And here go Abby. I thought you wasn't allowed to buy no makeup. I said lipstick don't count because I wear lipstick every day. I wasn't buying no more foundation and blush and really the eyeshadow. Y'all know I just went crazy with the eyeshadow palettes for a minute. So I said I'm not allowed to buy anything that kind of makeup, but the lipstick don't count because I wear lipstick every day. Anyway, cute for the Super Bowl? Yes, child. My daughter is a manager at Ulta. She gives me Fenty all the time. I thought Sephora sold Fenty. Ulta got Fenty. Oh, you know what? I remember now. I remember the commercials that Fenty that Ulta is gonna be selling. It's selling Fenty now. Yeah. You know, I should go by Ulta tomorrow and see if they have the lip gloss that I want. Because it was sold out online. Anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Mwah. Now